So overall, I just kind of want to start off with my story. I started off in 2009 when I was 17 as a clothing line. We were called Unique Uncontemporary because we wanted to express who we were in our clothing. We felt we were unique, we were our own people, and without falling to the fads and trends of society. And uncontemporary is a word that we made up. There's nothing truly new under the sun. We're all taking things that the leaders and innovators did before us and revamping it to what we're doing today. So we made a word for that, and that is uncontemporary. And that's what we felt we were. We called it U and U. Shortly after we started that clothing line, I mean, being 17, we didn't have any money to pay anybody. So we had to do everything ourselves. Through that necessity, I found a passion and a natural skill with the camera, through photography. I graduated, went into school, and then I got into a party promotion group. Ended up doing photography and a lot of like just graphic design, a lot of just creative production for all types of different people. I was shooting with models, they had me in the nightclubs, I was working with restaurants. I got a lot of different kind of sampling and tasting for what it meant for managing brands and creating for a lot of other people for what they needed to manage and run their systems. So with all that, I graduated, came back to the DMV, but I still had that passion for the clothing line. So I took all that, what I learned, and I put it all into the clothes. Like I made the best collection I could, and it really wasn't selling because I really did too much. Like I was running it big. So I linked up with one of my best partners now, Capo, who helps run Open Gym and the Everyday Weekend, was like, all right, we gotta take it back to the basics. We ended up running the best collection I did that ended up selling out, and that's what told me that I think I need to get out of fashion, because it showed me that it wasn't a true passion, and more people were asking me about the rollout of the clothes than the clothes itself. And I had so much fun just doing that aspect, because I did all the shoots, I did all the coordination, all the marketing and promo, and it worked. I had the natural idea, like, why don't we take all the services we're doing for ourselves and offer it to other people who are in the same boat as us? They're obviously trying to get their brand started. They need that help. I don't know creative agencies exist. I'm still kind of just in my own little echo chamber, being very self-taught, just kind of figuring stuff out. It came from a frustration point. We're making so much dope work, dope videos, dope pictures, dope websites, but it's not going anywhere. What's the disconnect? Because clearly it's not making good work. That's where I had to go back and learn a lot of the fundamentals of branding and marketing and start investing in other people's courses and coaches to figure out, like, how are these people making 6 figures a month doing social media marketing or whatever they're doing? Like, what is behind this veil that they're doing? I spent like 2-3 years in those processes and a lot of different programs extracting a lot of information. A lot of it I didn't like. A lot of it was selling people based on their emotions and not necessarily caring about what happened on the other side of it. It was all about, I'm gonna tap into your emotions enough to get you this sale that you feel like you need me. Once you enter the program, it's kind of like, oh, you on your own. I ain't fuck with that. That's a skill set. I can get my bread, but I ain't gonna be able to sleep well at night like that. A lot of the coaches, even when I was in that program, didn't believe in me working with creative because they didn't see the value in it. They saw you all as like, they don't have a lot of money, they got this, they got that. And I'm like, okay, maybe there's a way that I can work with creative, because that's where the passion has always been. We've always worked with creatives throughout this entire process. I actually started what I call UXU real estate. When I found the developers that made this all-in-one software, I was convinced that I had to create it for what is like a traditional business, like a real estate agent, a chiropractor, a dentist. We'll make this for our money maker, but then we can still do Open Gym, a traveling open mic event where we put music artists on and give them a chance to perform, showcase their artistry. And right after I built the website, right about to launch this product, I'm just getting into some cold calls with it. Nature Boy, the leader of Open Gym, he came to me, expressed the things that he saw within my journey. Yo, I saw your potential to people who didn't deserve it. And I'm just interested in seeing what will it look like if we all come together. I saw the benefit in just using the text message marketing aspect of what I had put together for the real estate agents in this creative side, just to make Nature's life easier, because he was dealing with so much of answering the DMs day to day, just bogged down by trying to let all the artists who want to come to the events of the new events that are coming out, it was all manual through Instagram DM. And I just saw an opportunity, like, yo, what if we took that from Instagram DMs and train people to start texting us? Because then we can put automations behind that and save you so much of your day to day. And that just started steamrolling into, oh, what if we do this? What if we do that? Oh, people are reacting this way. And that turned into TapSVN. We launched it in January of this year, where we put it out to all creatives to start and run a program and account for themselves to streamline a lot of their promotional marketing and strategies. And that's what's led to this. If I had to really sum it up, I empower creators by helping them own their audience through digital real estate. Overall, I feel like the thing that I've learned the most is power of putting systems behind your promotion. And it's really all about what are ways that I can create systems that allow me to do repeatable steps to continuously promoting my brand. That's what helped me transform my photography business. Just this year in implementing these type of things, I booked more shoots in the first 3 months of this year than all of 2022. Just because I was able to utilize like data and follow up with people and all these things a lot easier, where it made the process easier for the people booking it and me doing booking. And empower Open Gym to automate event promotion and increase engagement overall. The Open Gym, I started with this, relying heavily on those Instagram for event promotion, spending hours and hours, to where then we started adding all of those automations to where now we can track it. On the back end of that, what I really love is every time that y'all inquire about an event, every time y'all check into an event, any automation y'all do, y'all are tagged on that so that I can open up your contact and see every event you come to, every event you inquired about. I can see your whole journey of interacting with the brand. So that allows me to then go back and say, let me follow up with all the people who came to this event, this event, and this event. Or let me follow up with all the people who inquired about an EPK but didn't buy one. Let me follow up with all the people who did buy an EPK and add them to the affiliate program to tell other people about EPKs and get paid. It allows me to then go in and see who exactly within my database. We call that audience segmentation. And that's something that's very powerful and saves my clients a lot of money. Yeah, you may have 3,000 people in your database, but you don't need to be texting those 3,000 people every time you have an update. Let's text the people who care about it. It enabled one of my good friends, Jay Yoko, who coaches music artists to manage multiple artists even more effectively and efficiently. She was helping a lot of music artists. She's a music marketer, music educator, on top of just using that for herself and sending people messages, booking reminders. Took a lot of stuff that she was doing manually and automated it. It allows her to take on a lot more artists and help manage them even more effectively. Importance of data. First and foremost, just understanding that we need to start playing by their games. Any platform that's free, we are the product. We need to start utilizing these things to start playing by their own rules so that the algorithm shut down tomorrow, we aren't shut down by that. Our businesses aren't shaken by that because we have our own platform that we are communicating and engaging with our core fan base with, that we can always move with them to whatever platform they may go to. And that's the need of digital real estate. This is essentially an online platform that you own and control yourself. And that may come in different forms that I'm about to get into as well. And owning your audience is just having their data on that platform, whether that's their name, phone number, and email address so that you can follow up and reach out. Or if you're getting into like paid marketing, you can take that audience and make a lookalike audience on Facebook and find more people that's like them once you get to that level. The most important aspect is that you're not at the mercy of just the social media algorithms and how other people decide how you're supposed to engage with your audience. You have some freedom within how that you want to do it. The benefits of it is that direct communication with your audience and building that long-term relationship, because it's about providing that value. It's about building that trust. It's not about just coming and saying, hey, listen to my project, hey, buy my merch. It's about showcasing who you are at a brand level and a personal level so that we can build these relationships with our ideal listeners over years where they support you. The main way we used to do it before TapSVN was a website, because we wanted you to be able to showcase everything you have going on. They can sign up through a form, they can buy merch from you, and you control the look and feel of that website. But now with TapSVN, we can take that past just a website to a whole different robust system where they can interact with you through text, email, social media, whatever, but it's all coming to one place. I wanted to ask real quick, how many already have a list of fans' email and phone numbers that they're collecting? I was like, who wants to start after today though? What's up? One of the common questions is, how do we start getting people into my digital real estate? We just came up with this name this week. We call it the planned fan method. Essentially using social media to bring your ideal listeners into your digital real estate. Concept that we call return path. It's very basic. So you got your digital real estate on this side and your social media on this side. What we call return paths is bringing people into your digital real estate. Essentially just giving them a reason to come in. That's a new blog post, it's a new new YouTube video, it's a new behind the scenes thing. It's giving them a reason to come into your digital real estate. And that may be to opt in for something, or it may just be to view some new content, but it's giving them a reason to keep coming back into your world on a consistent basis, and it's by providing value. Examples of return paths I have on here: free download in exchange for their contact information, upcoming events that they may be interested in attending, exclusive content that make them feel like they're more exclusive to you because they've opted in, and like Patreon. That's usually where you get more exclusive type of video that you may not see on YouTube or TikTok or whatever else. Or just run contests and giveaways. Niggas love free shirts, bro. Return paths can 100% be word of mouth. I don't have a website for my agency right now. I don't need it. Why am I paying Squarespace $33 a month? None of my clients have even mentioned like, hey, the website is down, because they don't go to it. It's all through word of mouth. So no, that's very extremely valid. That's your strength. Once we get people into our digital real estate, what do we do next? How do we entice them? What's the way we go about it? We call it the 3-ring system, a continuous system that's made up of 3 different types of promotional campaigns that you kind of run at a continuous level to just bring in people, and it kind of just starts running like a machine. You have your debut, we have what we call vibe sessions, and then your rollouts. Your debut is essentially your intro campaigns. That's what you're always putting out there to capture your ideal listeners or your ideal customers into your realm to get further communications from you by providing them value or something that they might be interested in learning more from you. That's what brings us into our vibe sessions, because we want to continue in building that relationship through trust and providing more value. Vibe sessions are different types of promotional campaigns where we're providing content that's either doing one of 3 things: either informing them more about you, educating them on something that you are an expert at, or entertaining them. And that is bringing them in deeper into your world and enjoying the value that you're providing them with the content that you're creating. And then ultimately we have our rollouts, those who are engaging with your vibe sessions and showing that they have interest and deeper and want to support you in what you're putting out. And that's when you go and ask them to support your next project, to buy your merch, to buy a ticket to your next performance. Making it easy on people is where you get better results for what you're looking for. Even when it comes to websites, that's something I learned very quick. I gotta make it get to the goal in the least amount of clicks, the amount of info and the least amount of lines of text. Like, how can you make this concise? How can you make this easy? That's why I love this text message marketing. The fact of the matter where I can have you book a whole photo shoot, you've never had to leave your text message, that's powerful. We started selling EPKs through OpenGem for the first time. I built no website for it. This is the first time I ever released a new service and I didn't make a landing page or anything for it. I did it all through a text message automation. If you want to see examples of it, I sent you a Dropbox link folder that's literally updating every time I make a new one. It's our main folder that where you can open the actual PDFs and see the final results of what we're creating. And it's like the best service that I've made in years. And the cool thing is the developers who I teamed up with to make it, they did not create it for that. Running live events, working in the creative industry, I just saw a lot of tools that could be used in a certain way, which is why I was excited to make it available for other creatives, because again, we have this playground. They don't know what they made. That's what most of these social networks came out. Facebook was not meant to be what it is today. When they first made it, the users made it that. Let me put it into the hands of these people that really got these good ideas. They just need to be taught the basics of how to use it, then go out with access to it and run with it. And then come back to me with like, yo, this is the idea I had. Look at this campaign that we ran. And then that gets turned into a training. And then it just keeps building everybody in the whole community. Make technology, especially with all this AI, the shit that's coming out, more accessible and understandable for creators that I feel can do a lot with it. AI is not going to replace artists or creativity. I feel like artists who use AI will replace the artists who don't. And that's what's gonna happen. There's artists who have traditional expertise in the tools of yesterday, and there's going to be the people who have the interest of the tools of today and more creativity than the people who are experts at the tool of yesterday. That's the biggest hindrance today, is who knows how to use the tools better than the other people. The barrier to my creativity coming on the screen is lowering every day. If I have an idea, I can get it on the screen and show it to other people. That's becoming easier. So here's just an 8-minute demo video of our platform that kind of just takes you through everything that it does. It's ready for anyone who has the tenacity to run their shit. For a lot of my best clients, they just needed the tool and the system to run their passion. Emma G is a great example. This is a person who came to America from New Zealand doing busking, singing in the metro when we first met her. We started her off by just building her website. That's all we did. Now, fast forward a couple years, she's doing TED Talks, she's doing coaching, she's doing programs for the youth. It goes into what's your passion, and if I give you the system where you can run it and give you the support where if you run into issues, I can run your questions, do you have the passion and tenacity to run your machine? If you can say yes to that, you gonna succeed, because every client who's coming to work with me who had that passion and they just needed a system to run under it, they ain't had no problem. The biggest issue I've had with Emma G is that she came into TapSVN after we built her original program. She came to me with 4,000 emails. That's bigger than I've built with OpenGym. So I'm like, fuck it, let's run it. Let's see what happens. So we just loaded them in. I be getting excited. I was like, okay, I ain't teach you about the drip campaign. So you gotta not stress out your domain. So you can run your campaign, but then you gotta tell it, I only want you to send 50 for every 30 minutes or for every hour. You gotta stagger it out so we don't try to jam all these emails through the system at one time, because you come up with a lot of issues. The main issue is the system protects you. So it's called a bounce rate. You send an email, the email's bad, it don't deliver, that's a bounce. If you go above 5% for any batch emails you send, it'll shut your email down, because it's trying to protect your domain from the carrier shutting your shit down. Software's gonna catch it first. I'm getting all these alert emails, bounce rate, bounce rate, bounce rate, because she sent all 4,000 at once. It was like 30% bounce rate. I'm like, oh my God. Oh shit. So now what I gotta do for any artist that comes in and you already have a database like that, I'm gonna clean it for you for free. I want you in. We went from 4,000 to like 2,500 because a lot of them were unknown, some of them were just bad. So now I had to delete all those contacts. We kept the ones that were clean, and now she's running more smoothly. So it's like little things that we're learning as we're going about it. Another big thing with text messages, this new regulation, because basically people were pissed off because they were getting all these spam text messages. So they went to the carriers and were like, yo, y'all gotta fucking do something about this. The carriers went to the government and said, we're instilling this new regulation. Businesses that want to do text message marketing will now have to register and define what they're using it for. It's called A2P 10DLC, which means application to person, that's how you're using it, in a 10-digit long code, which is a phone number. Because you're using an application to text a person to their phone number. But our software has this built in, but you can define what you're using the text messages for and then put in all the applications. And a big thing for me too that I tell people in all of my consultations, my platform has a user hard cap. There will never be more than 1,000 active users on TapSVN. I want to be able to provide a certain level of service to the platform and for everything else that we have going on. And that might lower as we get closer to it. It might go to 750, it might go to 500. We're gonna have a real long waiting list because the platform, the community is gonna be so good for the people who do come in. I'm real big on transparent pricing. For everything that we show with the platform and the lead generator that we show, where it gives you access to that for yourself and generate 1,000 leads. And that's what I was saying is more tied for like businesses that have a like, yo, I have this service. If you put it in front of 1,000 of this particular person, I'm gonna make sales. That's what we sell at 500 a month to. For artists, when we get into this realm that have bigger teams, that already have a lot of people that they're working with, we put them at this 300 a month range because they need all of the platform, but they need a lot of people using it to help manage their account. We put them in at 300 a month. Most solopreneurs, which I feel like are the people in this room, we lock them in at 200 a month. We give you all of the software that we give, the website creator, the text messaging and all of that. That's for 200 a month, and our support for helping you kind of build out the 3-ring system, the plan, fit, method using this software. And then the subscription, you're yourself includes the first 1,000 messages you're sending out, because if you're commenting into someone like Emma G, you're gonna feel this immediately. With most of my clients, they don't. They like don't even use it enough to ever go past what the subscription includes for messaging, but now I gotta put this in here. You do have usage calls above that for people who are coming in with very large databases and sending out 4,000 emails with every message you're putting out. That's something that we had to fill for OpenGem. That's why I'm big on teaching that segmentation. So you're not sending out every message to all of your database every time. We're sending out to targeted segments of your audience who have shown that they're probably gonna fuck with the offer that you're putting out or the message that you're putting out. So anyone who's interested in any of the particular ones, y'all can go to right here. It'll take you to those pages. And then on the next one, I have where y'all can tap in and get my contact information. We can set up a call one-on-one. And I'll just leave this one up so y'all can tap in with me. And then this is also a cool way so y'all can see the program. This is a good example of what I call a tap-in page, and that I'm building out for all of my clients. There's a button on this page that this QR code is gonna take you that says to tap in with me. It's going to ask you for your name, phone, it's a bribe. You know what I'm saying? Get in contact, but then it's gonna send you my contact information to your phone so you can save all my information. And then it puts you in my database so I know to follow up with all of y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me ramble for an hour. I appreciate it.